Let me just make a disclaimer here. I have nothing against people who are parents that play games, moms or dads. I think it's awesome that you still have the time to play these games. And I hope one day when I have kids, I still find the time to play games because I love playing video games. So with that out of the way, let me kind of get into the meat and potatoes of why I'm making this video and why I titled it The Gamer Dad Problem. So today I want to make a video on a subject that I've thought a lot about for quite some time, but I never bothered making a video about it or publicly speaking my opinion on this stuff because it wasn't exactly that big of an issue to me, but it's become one to me now because these kinds of people, these gamer dads, have found their way into the Diablo 2 franchise, and you might laugh at that because there's been gamer dads playing this game since it came out, but gamer dads have changed. And I want to try and confront that today. For many years, I've played WoW, I've played Diablo, I've played RuneScape, I played games that are considered these huge grinds, these huge time sinks. And I've known people who've had whole ass families, whole lives that were way better at these games than I was, that had way more stuff in these games. They definitely spent every bit of free time they had playing the game. Now, obviously, this probably took them many years. This took them way longer than it would, let's say, a streamer, because streamers stream games constantly all day, every day. It's their job. For years, I've always seen people joke about gamer dads, people who come into fandoms that say how hard or difficult it is to get into whatever game they're trying to get into because they're a dad and they have kids and they don't have time. Now, that's totally a valid argument, but it's also not, for a lot of reasons. There's a lot of games out there that don't really require as much of a time sink for you to get into that are really great. If you think a game is just too much out of your life, like, don't play it. I would never play EVE Online, for instance, because why would I want to sink that much time into that game? I don't have that much of a passion for space games, and I certainly don't have the time, and I don't even have a kid. I don't have the time to get into that game. That game is a full-time job. I always regret when I get back into World of Warcraft because it just sucks my life up. You know, every bit of free time ends up going into WoW, and that can feel pretty bad. Now, if I had a kid, that'd feel even worse, but I love WoW. I would do it anyway. I've been part of guilds where people have children. I've been in raids where people's kids, they had to get up and take care of kids. I've had guilds where people have their kids in the guild. The list goes on, but they didn't ask Blizzard to sit there and nerf the game to make it easier for them. They didn't ask for things to happen faster or whatever. And maybe they actually did, and I just don't realize it, but they probably did. I mostly want to talk about Diablo 2 Reign of the Warlock, because this is really where I got to experience firsthand how I interacted with these dad gamers. The new Diablo expansion came out, and everybody, including me, lost their minds because we thought that was the end of Diablo 2. We were never going to see new content for an over 20-year-old game ever again, but we got it. We got a new class, which is just insane, and it's really fun. However, that class was way too strong. I mean, many levels beyond the best classes in the game, and that's a problem. That ruins the integrity of the game, and to me, Diablo 2 is like a historic masterpiece that really should be preserved. And they have preserved Diablo. They have Diablo 2 Lord of Destruction before all the changes. They have Diablo 4 Classic, or Diablo 2 Classic, where that's also preserved. But I still want them going forward to keep the design model of Diablo 2 in mind and not turn it into a different game, because that's really strange. And many people will say, oh yeah, well Diablo 2 is a different game now, because they have this and that. It kind of is, but you're missing the point by trying to argue that with me. The point is, the Warlock was way too strong, okay? Anybody with a brain can see that. Anyone who's a fan of Diablo 2 can see that. It had to be nerfed, and I'm totally okay with it. But this class of gamer, these gamer dads, had a meltdown about this, and they continued to in many areas on the internet. I mostly witnessed this on a Diablo 2 Discord with a lot of like super fans of the game. And when the nerfs first came out, there was a lot of new posters. You could see how new a poster is because like of their rank in the server. All these people who clearly didn't chat much but came here to complain showed up, and they were whining about how, you know, these nerfs are insane. What's Blizzard doing? They're ruining the class. Warlock is dead. Freaking out. And I said, what do you mean? The class class isn't dead. The class has been brought down to planet Earth instead of being up in the damn stratosphere. Okay? And that was gonna happen. We all knew it was going to happen. And what do they say to me? They make those arguments that I'm just a no-lifer, and that's why I don't want Warlock to be so good. I don't want people who don't have time to have a chance at playing the game. That isn't true. I have a full-time job. I'm married. And yes, do I play a lot of Diablo 2? Absolutely, but I have a life. I'm not like a streamer. I'm not a no-lifer where I play the game for 12 hours at a time. They think I'm like that, though, because I don't want to overpower class, because they had an easy entry into the game by having a class where you could equip very shitty gear and get to endgame and just smash the entire game. I don't know how that's fun, but whatever, I guess it was to them. Do you want to just go on Diablo 2 and instantly find the best stuff within like a week? Because we have Diablo 4 for that right now. That's going to change soon too, and I'm sure people like you will complain about it, but there's other games where you can instantly get this quick dopamine hit. Diablo 2 is a slow burn, and the dopamine hit hard because it takes a lot of time. It's like doing a slot machine. You're not going to win on every pull. Gamer dads claim how they don't have time, quotes, for X game, for whatever game they're trying to get into. But is that really true? If you only have 1 hour, even a half hour a night, on weeknights, after work, after the kids get put down, after dinner and everything's done, you only got so much time before you got to hit the sack, and you play a game with that time you have, that's 1 hour a night, let's just say that for math's sake, 5 days a week, that's 5 hours a week, and then you have weekends where you definitely probably do eventually have more time than just an hour. You could stay up late when everyone's asleep, you could play for many hours. You're a grown man. Manage your time, figure it out. I'm sure you can muster up more than 1 hour on the weekends. My point is, over a course of time, over let's say 6 months, you would amount probably hundreds of hours into the game. Just in that rigid schedule of having a strict amount of time to play the game. So yeah, you do have time. You're not gonna be getting to end game as fast as 20-year-old lives with his parents, has no job guy. Yeah, he's gonna get to end game way faster than you. Who cares? It's not a race. And if you're trying to race, if you're trying to speed run or do content or like be involved with the game at that level of play, you can't. You're a fucking dad. You're a parent now, dude. Sorry, you have children and a job. You have obligations. So either you can be a degenerate and put aside those obligations and play games all the time, or you could just accept the amount of time you have. It doesn't mean you should go changing the way a game is developed and updated and played. Okay? Don't go demanding drastic changes, changing the makeup of what makes a game good. Because clearly these new fans from Diablo 2's expansion, they don't understand how Diablo 2 works. They don't understand the kind of game it is. This game is over 20 years old, so it has 20-year-old mechanics, but that's what people like me and many of the other fans like about it, okay? We really like that there's resistances and immunities. We like the puzzles we have to solve to try and get an optimal build going. We like the drop rates of things. We like how hard it is. That's what makes it special. It's what sets it apart from other ARPGs, because modern ones are definitely significantly easier than Diablo 2. But on that same token, I personally think Diablo 2 is one of the easiest ARPGs. The puzzles aren't that hard. It's not that much of a time investment. I think I can beat the entire game in like 5-6 hours, tops, which would be 1 work week. So I don't get it. I really don't. Imagine getting into something like chess, and you have 1 hour a night because you're a dad with all of your obligations and your children and your job and things to do. Got 1 hour a night to practice. So when it comes time for you to actually go against a player who have more time than you or have played chess for longer than you, maybe they have the same amount of time as you, but they've played for longer, you feel inadequate to them. You feel like you cannot even compete with these people. So, what do? You start making demands for chess to be easier or a new game mode of chess to come into play and change the course and dynamic of the game itself in favor of you because you don't have time. Doesn't that sound insane? Doesn't that sound ridiculous? Because it is. It is ridiculous. It's fucking crazy. I wouldn't go watch horror movies and say, these are too bloody. We need to take the blood away from horror movies. I think they need to be nicer and softer. I don't think killers should kill as much in horror movies. It gives me an icky feeling. I wouldn't do that. I would never in a million years I wouldn't read a book. Let's say I go read a Harry Potter book. There's too many wizards in this. Can we get a new version of this with less wizards? Can you make the book shorter? It took me too much time to read them. So, what's the solution to this problem? Well, I don't know a solution. I can just only hope that developers begin to realize a game made for everyone is a game made for no one. But guess what? They haven't realized that at all, because a lot of games are really casual now. Gamer dads are probably a big customer to these people. They think about these people and how, hey, a lot of these gamers don't have time these days, or a lot of these gamers can't figure stuff out because they don't have time. So let's make it easier. Let's dumb it down. We don't want it to be too hard, or else people will say it's too hard and then no one will buy it. So they go the whole other opposite way and make shit too easy now, and it sucks. But whatever. I mean, I still like a lot of these very easy games. I don't mind them, but I do miss the edge games had to them back in the day, when games were genuinely harder. It was more difficult. It took way more time to do things. It made games feel like a journey and an accomplishment by the end of it, even though gaming isn't much of an accomplishment, it's gaming. I mean, I would argue against that, but most normal people would think that gaming is just a degenerate hobby that's wasting your time. And I also disagree with that. There's way worse hobbies to have that people have. So it's really hard to explain or illustrate to you just how it is to witness this and what it's like as somebody who's a big fan of something and these kinds of people rear their heads into your fandom. Like, without pulling up a bunch of actual Discord arguments I have had, which I'm not going to do because that's pretty petty, the best I could do is explain to you that gamer dads are a problem. Some of them, not all of them, but some of them are a serious issue, and they are a loud minority, a very loud minority who really try to lobby against certain things in games and see things be changed in their favor against everybody else. You know, screw everyone else. Who cares? You like a hard game? Well, I don't have time because I decided to have 5 children and 2 jobs, so you don't get challenges anymore. Really fair. And the other thing is, there's a lot of games made for people like this. There's a lot of casual games. We just talked about it. You know, why don't they just go play those games? Why would they feel inclined to go start playing a game that they know has a history for being something that takes a lot of time to get into or takes a lot of time to beat, and go into that game and go into their communities and lobby for changes to take that away, to make it more like a casual game? Why do that? What kind of sick person does that? That's just weird to me. It's a real problem. And I never thought about making a video like this because honestly, it is controversial. It's kind of crazy to say the gamer dad problem. It sounds mean, and I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just trying to say that it's a problem. These people are a problem to a degree, and they make themselves known. And when it comes for patch time and games that receive live updates and stuff, they are screaming their lungs out in every comment section they can, trying to get things changed in their favor. And that's crazy. That's crazy. I don't know, man. Just my thoughts on gamer dads. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you hated the video, you're probably a gamer dad.